these leopard for many years and can actually identify them quite accurately, or very accurately, by checking certain spot patterns around the muzzle, on the forehead. Different people have different things that they look for, but some of our viewers are that well versed with these animals that they can tell who they are. So look forward to hearing who it is. And that's a little bit of a growl he's giving. Who knows why. It's interesting that he's lying out in the sunshine. Well, it's not very sunny as we speak because the clouds just come over, but out in the open. Well, really wasn't expecting to find him here. So it's always a real bonus when you come around the corner and there they are, right in front of you, without having to necessarily track them down. Now the sun's beginning to poke out again, and you'll notice the gold on his coat is beginning to glow, as it does. There's a few buffalo on the other end of the dam, but other than that, not too much to see here at the moment. That could change drastically, however, because the waterholes really are beginning to become active. On Kunyuma there's 3 main water points at the moment. Or 4, I lie. This dam, Twin Dams, Buffelshoek Dam and Vuyatela Dam. And this time yesterday there was so much game around this dam. Impala, waterbuck, warthog. And they could well return for an evening drink, putting this leopard in a good spot to lie in ambush. Well, according to a lot of the viewers, people are saying that it is Kunyuma. According to Alex, who's just relayed that to me in the final control. And interesting that he has come here, because his last tracks that I had from where he was heading in the waterbed, the dry riverbed from last night, were heading in this direction, but quite a way off from here. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to reposition, because we literally stopped the car almost as we saw him, and we can certainly get a few meters closer without disturbing him. So bear with me 1 second as we just creep forward a few meters. And like I said earlier, it did surprise me that he was lying up right in the sunshine here. So no surprise that he is moving off and probably looking to find some shade. Well, who knows, possibly some food. What a beautiful animal, and so lucky to see them on the move, because that is really when they look their most impressive. And he almost knew to look back there, you would think, judging by his timing. Apologies if you hear the Game Drive channel coming through, but I do need to try and keep it on to let any other guys know that we are now on the move. I did get a hold of Aubrey and let him know that we've got lucky, and I think he is on the way here. Looks like he could be drinking from a small wallow. I'm not entirely certain if that's the case, but he is down in a wallow at the moment. A perfect place to lie and wait for any potential prey to walk past. And it is a place where I have seen leopard lie in the past and wait to ambush prey. Well, there's a tiny bit of shade in there, and as I mentioned, it's such a great place to lie in ambush. For any prey to come past. And as I say that, I am scanning around looking for any potential prey, but can't see anything at the moment. It is very thick though, so there could well be something close by, and I simply just cannot see it. Andrew's also scanning though, so we'll be sure to let you know if we do spot any potential prey. And it's interesting, some days he does appear a little bit grumpier than others, and he will occasionally snarl. Hard to say why, but I guess just like us humans, sometimes we're in a good mood and sometimes we're in a less friendly mood. And it's the same for him. Oh. A few big yawns. Looks like he could do with a bit of a meal. He's not starving, but there's room for a bit more food in that belly of his. And it's not a bad decision for him to lie in wait in the specific spots, because if anything did come past, they would be very, very close to that animal before they realized what trouble they were in. And as Andrew pans around, you'll get an idea of the weather we're experiencing this afternoon. So partly cloudy. I don't think there's any chance of rain today. And it's not as windy as it has been over the last few days, so that's a brief weather report. And I'm not sure if Brent has mentioned, but something to look forward to this evening is the fireside chat. And for the new viewers, every Sunday night, for an hour after the evening drive, we have a 1 hour fireside chat where we discuss some highlights of the past week and also answer a few questions from yourselves that you can send through either on hashtag Safari Live on Twitter, or on email. You would send it to questions@wildearth.tv, and you can send questions through now for during the drive, and later when the fireside chat is going, you can also send through some questions then. There's some really, really pretty birds that have arrived on the scene right here, Andrew, called blue waxbills. And I hope, yeah, this is going to be great. They're so close to us. They're one of my favorite birds, and they are so pretty. Look at that. Hello, you two. What a magnificent little bird. Now, for those of you who were watching the drives when I explained the wasps that have that act as a security system for a small bird called the waxbill, those were them right there, the little blue waxbills, who are so clever and actually use wasps as their private security system, and they'll do that by building their nest just above a wasp's nest. So any small mammal that's a predator or reptile that tries to get into that nest has to get past the wasps first, and at least now you can relate the nest to the bird that builds it. It really is a great one of my favorites. And hopefully a few more little birds will arrive as we sit and wait here. As I was saying though, before I did see the blue waxbills, sorry, I'm just handing something over to Andrew there. Before I saw the blue waxbills having a little drink, I was mentioning that tonight's fireside chat might be slightly delayed because there are some great prospects on the go, this being one of them, and the lion that you were viewing with Brent earlier are another. So we may stay with these animals a little bit over time, and depending on what happens, potentially cancel the fireside chat tonight, or, like I say, postpone it. The problem is that it requires one of us to go there about half an hour earlier to set everything up, which means leaving these wonderful animals that we have at our disposal today. And it's not every day that we do get lucky with these cats, although it may seem like that over the last week. Our luck, I fear, is going to run out at some stage, so it's definitely worth making the most of any sightings we can get with these animals. Brent, come in. Alex, if you could relate to Brent, I left the spotlights. If he heads on Vuyatilla access towards quarantine, the first road that he can take into the quarantine clearings, the spotlight is wedged into a fallen over log there. So that's where you'll find it.